Hey ho, good morning everyone. It's a nice sunny day here in Hobart, 10:20 in the morning, getting ready for the second playoff of the morning. Under 23 men, USA versus Canada. We have Canada in black, Canada in black, USA in white. Just looking at the screen for a minute there, bear with me. All right, back to it, ready to go. 2 seconds before we kick off. Um, During the game, I will be able to pepper you with some great facts and statistics about these matchups. So we have Canada going from left to right, USA going from right to left, and Canada making a fantastic drive straight up the centre of the court to start with, putting a lot of pressure on the US. These boys, 8 of these boys will be eligible for the next under 23 championships. So a lot of a good future for Canada underwater hockey. So America regaining possession. Working it up the subbing bench side. Oh, number 9, Tristan De Bruyne on fire. Great pressure. The pool is actually electric this morning. We've got the under 19 Canada versus USA as well going on in the court next to us, and it's gone into extra time. It's actually just gone in favour of Canada, 3-1 to USA, and that's extra time goal from Darko. So let's see if this game's going to be shape up to be as close. We're looking for this game 158 of the tournament. The winner of this game will finish ninth, will finish seeding ninth, and the loser of this game will finish 10th. So we're at on the fringe end of the seeding, but it's still just as passionate, just as fierce, especially with the rivalry between USA and Canada. So it's just settling into a rhythm now. Both teams just fighting, trying to find the gaps. I can't quite call who has got better possession at the moment, but as the game unfolds, we'll be able to see which team is getting it together and really penetrating. So it looks like Canada taking an opportunity to sub right under the sub bench, and there should be a strong drive as they get some fresh players in. America keeping on taking it to the wall again. Tristan De Bruyne must be a backed up by his teammate there, number 1, the captain Samuel Mariani Bays. If you're awake and watching this, please get on the live chat. Tell me what time it is in Canada. Tell me what time it is in the US. So you've got Nat Wickham calling this game, and hopefully someone will come and join me as the game progresses. Bringing it out of the corner, the Canadians, but again, just hitting a brick wall of the US defence. The game hasn't stopped yet. Well, hang on. As I say that, looks like the refs pulling it up. And it's against Canada. Right in front of the sub bench, the boys will be just sucking it in here, lining up on the goal tray. And my money is on the US taking it out into the middle and attacking the middle of the goals. And swam it into the centre, then squared up the flick, looking for support. But Canada again, stalwarts in defence, super strong. And here's an opportunity for US to bring it up the wall. Okay, the crowd's going wild out there. We've got a huge crowd for Canada, a huge crowd for the US, and it looks like in the game in the under-19 court next door, Canada cheering, celebrating, and they finished 3-1 up against the US. All right, the game is still being played here in the corner. These boys will be getting, especially the US boys, they'll be getting pretty tired. They're going to need a break. You would expect that Canada will be recycling their players in and out of the sub bench. Okay, look, fantastic. Thank you for the people on live chat. Just while we have a break, there's a ref pulling up a gloving foul, pushing the US back. Camille, thank you. Go Canada, go. It's 8:30 in the evening there. And Rob Maisie, 5:24 p.m. in Vancouver. Let's go Canada. Terrific. Setting back up, pushing the Americans back, the Canadians looking to take it to the wall. They had their 2 forwards sitting there in amongst the Americans' attack and peppering it through, pounding it up. It's a really intense game. The refs will be trying to play as much advantage, and when we cut to any above the water screening, the filming, you'll see the refs making that cycling motion with their hands, which means play on, and they'll play on until advantage is lost, which is a really nice thing to see. 3 refs and playing advantage is a relatively new thing, and it's just changed the game, makes the game so much more free-flowing. Number 3 from US, Decker Onken on his own there against 3 of the Canadians. And like I said with the Canada team, 8 of those players will be coming back to play in Sheffield again in the under-23 category. So that's really good for... So baby steps at the moment, Canada. Baby steps, but big strides coming up in the future. So the refs pulling up against Canada and US having a chance to make a drive. Again, it looks like driving it down the wall. At some point in time, one of the teams are going to have to take a risk, open it up, go for a swim, use the whole 15-metre width of this pool. It's a long court too, 25 metres. So there's plenty of room. You don't have to always go forward. You've got sideways movement, and you can always go backwards as well and allow your team time to regroup behind the puck and have another attack. And you'll find doing that also opens up more gaps. So Canada driving it down the wall, straight under the, across the sub-bench of the US boys. I reckon they'll be taking this opportunity to have a quick sub. It's already 6 minutes into the game. We've got 2 goose eggs there on the screen. The big 0. Who's going to crack first? All right, refs pulling up the game. It looks like Jenny in the water there. We've got Nath Whelan, another ref. I'm not sure who the number 29 ref is. Oh, no, Nath's 29. Really experienced refs in this game. And we do encourage that the refs of that country aren't allowed to ref those teams. Yeah, here we go. Just making a bit of room for another commentator to come in. I've got Dave Lambert, who just called the under-19 game, which ended up with Canada winning 3-1 in extra time. It was really hard to hear anything in the commentary box here. It was so exciting, and on the deck it was absolutely electric. So those supporters that have come, of which there are plenty, will be moving across into this court now to cheer on their under-23 boys. G'day, David. How are you feeling this morning?
Wow, that was an exciting match that we called, and it's good to see David Lindbergh swapped over to this screen. Good on you, Dave. Go USA. He's joined across. It's good to see. Boy, that was a ding-dong match in there. Overtime, first one, and we were, we're about 5 minutes into this one. And
7 minutes in.
How are we looking at?
Yeah, look, it's just very even at the moment. Both teams favouring the wall. No one wants to. It's 8 versus 9. So,
yeah,
sorry,
similar
no,
to
it's
what
not.
we had.
It's 9 versus 10. So the winner of this finishes 9th. The loser finishes 10th. I want this. This has got my stats. I want my stats that I had written down. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it looks like the Canadians pressuring in goal. They're going straight at the referees, making a call. That looks like Nath Williams ref. No, obstruction called. Gloving. Referee Nathan with some clear signals. He took our advice on board and sharpened up his. He was practicing this morning. I saw him, as it looks like the American coach has Ian Curtis, one of our fellow commentators, is called a timeout and for this minute.
Yeah, I managed to chat with the boys from Canada and US before the game. Jordan Fryers sporting a nice bit of facial growth hair, and he was able to tell me a little bit about the Canada boys. I'm going to quickly go through the team for Canada. 2, Leo. 3, Mackenzie. 4, Remy. Whoa, look at that surname. St. Pierre, Charbonneau. 5, Francis. 7, Jean-Philippe. 8, Hugo. 9, Lance. 11, Casey. 12, Sam. 13, Calder, and 14, Jacob. And we'll probably have the overlay of the teams come up on the screen at some point. And as you can see on the live stream, the crowd is just starting to build for this game. In the US team, we've got 1, Samuel, 2, Nathan, Decker, and Michael, 3 and 4 respectively. Shay, we love Shay with a huge surname, and we got a bit of a shout out from his parents saying, yeah, they did choose a short name because of their big double banger surname. Ege, 7, Omar, 8, Tristan, 9, Lee, 10, and Ray, 12. Canada would have had that tough call of having to sit someone out. Always a tough one. And David, Canada have 8 boys that will be eligible for the next under-23 championships. So baby steps at the moment, but big steps in the future.
Yeah, talking to Jordan the other day, he was indicating quite clearly that this was a development opportunity. as we see number 4, the vice captain for the American team, Michael Hilton, has been asked to sit down on the bench. He got up there very quickly and no fiddling around there, just sat himself down on the chair, as the Canadians will enjoy a opportunity to have one player up, and let's see what happens. If it's anything like the round robins, the Americans might lift, but the Canadians have no bar, and that is continue their pressure into the American back line. It's in that far corner. The Canadians seem to favor this type of play. Well, a lot of teams favor this type of play, Nat, where they sort of try to hold it up and then look for an opportunity to drive it toward the goal tray. But I tell you what, all those times it's in the goal tray, in that far corner, very rare does it come along the back wall, even though the French are experts at it and they do very well at it. But the majority of the goals come back through that 45 or center channel net.
Yeah, totally agree with you, David. And both of these teams really evenly matched, and that is reflected in the standings, the final standings, because United States finished 9th, Canada finished 10th. These boys know it's going to be close. And when I was talking to Jordan Friars before the game, he said he's just talked to his boys really positively. They're celebrating, having survived this tournament. They've played the way they wanted to play. Now we've got a nice big swim here from the US boys, and he's still keeping possession, trying to channel it, keep it in the centre. But well done, Canada, for just a little quick move to draw it out to the wall and take away their momentum. We'll see how well that US can regroup behind the puck. Look, they are all favouring the wall when things get a bit sticky, which you'd hope as the game progresses, someone's got to take a risk, someone's got to use this nice big court and open it up, because as we know, that's the best way to score your goals.
Yeah, they've had 10 minutes to settle down out into this game, and we've got a good shout out from Julian Herm, Cornwall Club, watching in our Wednesday practice in the hot tub. Well, you're doing it tough up there, Julie. And unfortunately, it's pretty cold in Hobart this morning. Snow down on the mountain, as I predicted yesterday, but it's still sunny and lovely here. But
10 degrees lovely.
10 degrees lovely, not like your hot tub. I'm sure that's around the 31. As the Canadians put the puck back into the American, it's been Canada pressure in the U.S. defense. It's still 0-0 for all, and we're really close to the tray here, Nat.
Yeah, I think in the next break in play, one of the coaches has got to call a timeout. I would probably, I think whoever calls the timeout here, that's going to make a difference, because we are just banging up against each other. They all seem to be picking the same spot to go, and you can't have 12 guys all in one spot. It's got to open up. So looking here, we've got 6 back in the water. If I look at the camera, six back in the water for each team. And it's a nice drive towards the centre of the goals, and USA will be looking to bring it out along that back wall. And what a great clearance. Look at that. That was pretty swift.
Yeah, look, I think the Americans called the first timeout, so Jordan will be looking for the great opportunity to call his timeout, but right close to goal, as we did see, the Americans had 3 subs going through, Nat, and that's not going to happen as the Canadians force the Americans to get right on the goal tray, and the Americans have defended, but the referee sees something and he's playing an advantage, and by my counts of it, it must have been against the U.S. because the Canadians have the puck and going awful close to the goal tray, and a lovely save by, just missed the number there, Nat, but as number 3 from the Canadian team, Mackenzie Edwards, looks to recycle that puck down the wall, and the American number 10, Lee Drinkwater, and a big shout out to the Drinkwater family because they've been watching on chat. Hope they're there still, and
never dehydrated.
Never dehydrate water. And we got a lovely swim happened by Decker Oakland. He's making a swim. And he's sort of looking for his support, but his support's coming a bit late. They were just under a lot of defensive pressure as the Canadian back line has rotated back in behind, and the Americans are starting to put some pressure on the Canadian back line.
Yeah, absolutely. That Decker, he looked. His first option when he was going for that swim was to look for support in the forward line. So he was looking to either pass square or forward. And look, if you've made a run like that, David, as we know, you're probably going to have most of your support behind you. And so my thoughts on that one would be, look, rip it out, curl it round, and and look for a bit of support behind, because the player that's coming through behind can then cut the 45s and look for another forward. So, okay, driving it up into the corner. What a terrific double spin cycle from the Canadian there.
Yeah, we had the first one by number 7, Jean Philippe, and then number 4, Rene, with the coat hangers in awful close to the tray. The Americans are pressuring very close in this 0-0 match, and it's end-to-end action, and we got some going across the tray, and I think it's gone into the tray, Nat, but the referees are signaling. Nathan Whelan's there. He's seen the goal.
Oh, number 4, U.S. Michael Hilton. Pretty happy with that effort.
Yeah.
All his hard work, their hard work has paid off.
Absolutely.
Now that's just gone from a really hard attack from Canada that was down there for a while, and the US swam it right across their tray, and then it just it doesn't look like it's a goal, David.
No, we were exciting there, but no, some of the other referees have indicated it's a no goal and it's a free puck to the Americans. And we're not sure, but I know ref over the top there, Nath Whelan signaled a goal, but obviously someone saw something else from the other side.
That's a really
and that's
old
why
call.
we have 3 referees in different positions. They see everything what's going on as the Americans, Canadians move it back into the corner. My apologies, Jean-Philippe. And he looks to move it. So as a warning's been given to number 7 of the American, Edgar Ekins, look, you sort of were a bit over exuberant. You get a warning. Do it again. Yeah, it looks like number 6 or 7. I thought it was 7. Agar got that things, but yeah, Wade Kuzak, I see you back on online with it. Come on, boys, and Dominic Adams watching 1 hour before our underwater hockey practice in Edmonton, Alberta. Big shout out to those people in the Prairie Province in Edmonton. I hope you got your shopping done and you're watching this game. But look, as the last game went into overtime, I'm not sure whether you can go to hockey practice tonight, Dominic.
No, that's right, and. We allow 50 minutes for these particular games, David. Usually we allow, when we get right to the pointy end of the competition for the finals, we allow an hour. So that 50 minutes for the game before, they really, use that time with the extra time. If it goes to golden goal, it's going to get a bit sticky here at the Hobart Aquatic Centre because we've still got, how many more games have we got today, David?
There's 12 in each court, or no, 11 in one court, 12 in the other, so that's 24
10
games.
10 more in this court.
Yep.
And we don't want to go creep into the next pool time because this is all final series now. This is all deciding on the seedings up to then the next lot of finals in prep for Saturday when we have the grand finals.
Yep, and I'm just checking on this game. 158 will go across the winner of this game. We'll have
9th and 10th.
This is 9th and 10th, but the winner, I believe. Now the winner doesn't go. That's it. They don't go anywhere, do they, Nat?
No, that's it. This is just deciding that final ranking, and then after this we go into the quarterfinals, and the next lot of teams will have a chance to work their way up to get to the grand final. So it's like that, it's knocking out the. And
as we see, one of the Canadian captain, the U.S. captain having a bit of chat with the stars at the top with the chief referee from Turkey. He had his chat. He said his piece. The referee heard him. He nodded and said, "I acknowledge you," and he'll get it back on and have a chat to his boys. He's passing that message over. That's pretty rare.
15 minutes has already passed, would you, David? So we're into halftime, and like I was saying before, the US converted a big drive from Canada from their tray, and they just, like a whirlwind, like a tornado, they just work their way up the pool on the sub-bench side. And I really thought that one was going to be kept in the tray, but obviously a little infringement was called. And then we got to half-time. So the 2 goose eggs, we're looking for a fruit bun, someone to sprout into a number 1 because this is such a tight game. And look, isn't it amazing? I know we're not playing for the finals, these 2 teams, but there's still that pride, US and Canada pride, and that
goes a long way back.
Ding-dong battle for these guys. I'm sure at the end of this game, no matter what the result, these guys are going to do a bit of probably a group hug and pat each other on the back because you might not have much love in the water, but after the game, you both appreciate the effort that both teams have put in. So, yeah, it'd be good. A lot of backslapping, a lot of hugs.
Yeah, as the boys are sucking in the air with about a minute left before they have to start. We're starting in 41 seconds. It looks like, they're getting ready. But, hey, if you guys are enjoying this, don't forget the GoFundMe page. Our technical guru here, Rami, is joining us here. She's poked me twice, and I wondered what that was about. But she actually played the replay of that crucial attack by the Americans that sort of turned the tide of the last 3 quarters, the last quarter of this half, the first half, and there she goes. She's playing again. How they peppered against. That's the Canadian ones as they make the drive out, and you see it all sparted out. But it's good that we have some technical people in here to be able to instant replays. But as we're ready to go, 3 seconds in, this is another. This is going to be a nail biter for those folks at home. They just left the under 19s and they're over to the under 23s, and we got all those people in there saying not going to be able to turn into the higher game. But let's go, gentlemen. It's another looking for another win for the Canadas, but the American people. Let's go. There's Teresa Drinkwater. Well, thanks for joining us. Go Lee and Team USA from your big sister Tess in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
and lovely Pittsburgh Steelers and Pittsburgh Pirates, and
nice
obviously the home of the Drinkwaters. And they've been joining us live, Nat, and helping supporting this sort of things. And I think there's lovely action going on in the pool as the Canadians again are pressuring the American backline, and they're in that traditional corner. And let's see what the Canadians can do in this half, Nat.
Actually, I think we've got US pressuring Canada. We've swept over ends there, David.
We did, and you're right. It's the dark as
Canada.
We got a goal scored
So
here. US, and my apologies, folks. It was the US who were pressuring, and the US has put in a goal.
So
and
look, I'll tell you what, Tessa, I think it may have been your son Lee that scored that. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh, no, number 12.
Ray Antos.
But it was definitely an assist by Lee. The two of them gave themselves a bit of a punch to the air, high five. They've got to be happy with that. And I know it's only early days in the second half. So, we were expecting Canada to come out super, super hard and fast. The coaches there.
That's Jordan there getting a bird's eye view, and he'll be very watching this close because he needs the boys to rally together and drive this puck in that direction of the U.S. as they mounting a lovely drive with three of them across two, but the U.S. cut it down. Unfortunately, they're trying to fire the puck a bit square of the oppositions rather than to eliminate it, but we'll leave that to strategies to Jordan because I'm sure that's how he likes to play, and we'll leave that. But the Canadians, once again, mounting some pressures onto the American back line, and look at the lovely steal. Unfortunately, Ray she scored that goal.
Well done, but
lost the puck.
That's right. You need someone on your left-hand side when you do that cross because the defender is going to want to sweep it round and bring it over to the wall. And if you can have another attacker on that side, they'll just snodder that player and keep that momentum going into goals. It'd be nice if we could have someone on the chat from Quebec, the home of the next World Championships for the elites. Bring it on.
Yeah, and there's gone a bit quiet there, Canada. Come on, Clay Krubs, get back in there. The U.S. are outdoing you. We got David Limmer, way to go, Ray, and Margaret Bailey, all go USA, and Wade Custom. No, there you are, Wade. There you are, down. Come on, Remy. Yeah, we need Remy to pull his. Number 4.
Number 12 from US there, Ray Antos, terrific possession, looking for support. You didn't give it away. It's important not to present it too far forward because the Canadians would have just snaffled that. But he just held it there, waited for support, and Canada still trying to drive it up that left-hand wall. I love it. Yeah, here they go. This is good. They're really trying to attack the centre of the goal now, which is a little bit different from the first half. But as
you speak, the defense repelled them and put them into that corner as the Americans try to regain possession and drive. But the Canadians driving it, they need to go just a little bit further. If he had swam a little bit further, it's more to the center of the tray. Maybe not so on an angle, but maybe a bit more square. He had a bit more success as the Canadians launch it into the back wall, and a bit of reprieve so they can suck it back as he tries to rotate. And as all our viewers would know, they're a long way from their bench, so to sub at this point is pretty dire. Putting your 5 players that you remain that so. But the Americans get some fresh people into the play because they're close to the sub bench and they make it. But we have the referee making a call, and it's against the U.S. and they'll be asked to back up 3 meters from the puck as the Canadians will enjoy momentarily the free puck, and they're all behind the play. And they're sending 1 or 2 players floating over top as they take the play to go down and support. And there's a four-pronged attack, but the Americans were up to the channel and sweep it to the wide, but regained by the Canadians to move it back into the center of the play. They're still attacking that 45. I think they need to give themselves a little bit more options and get it a little bit further out in this wide 15 meters, as you would know, 7 meters to the center of the tray, another 7.5 to the outside. That's a long swim for boys, but in a couple of flicks it's there, but to swim it as they're trying to do, makes it a bit hard there, Nat.
Yeah, exactly, David. Look, at the moment, the feel of this game in the second half, I think US, after scoring that goal, they've just kind of regained a bit of composure, and I feel they really do. They do have that calmness and composure. They're defending really well at the moment. I think they're a bit on top of this game. Canada finding it hard to pick the gap, to link up. They're too far. They're spread apart a little bit, David. They're going in. You've got someone thrown out as well from Canada. Number 4 was that. So Remy, with the fantastically long name, taking a break. That's not what Canada needs right now. Or maybe it is. Maybe this will be enough to give a bit of a bomb up the boys and say, come on, you've got 5 in the water. Lift, do something special. You've got to find the gaps. You've got to put a lot more pressure on US, a lot more pressure. And look, they have. They've driven it right up back into the defence of USA. USA are really strong in defence, David. I'm impressed with their rotations, with their covering any of the tries of Canada to open it up. So they're really trying to shut Canada down.
Yeah, and Remy's sitting on the bench, but he's probably doing a bit of grooming on that growth he has. In true Canadian fashion, he's taken a couple of moments just to get that all sorted out so he can charge it up, electrify it, so he can get back straight into their that sort of thing. It seems to be a bit of a looks like, oh no, is that who we got, number 7? I'm not sure which team. Not yes.
US
number 7. We got Agar. He's being sat out, so he's spouting another bit of growth as well. These 23 guys are really putting it up there as the game is about to restart. He's going to have an opportunity to, just as the Americans made a bad substitution because one of their players, not only they had a player down, so that means they were down to 4 defending that. He's joined in late in the game, and the Canadians are hard pressing on that goal. I mean, they haven't scored many goals in this game, but this is a crucial time. This is finals. And again, the U.S. have defended and on its back on again. They're recycling it. But, gee, it's a tough one. In that corner, the goal is being peppered, and the referee is right down there. They're seeing everything, seeing what's going on, and we got the signals coming up. No, it's been repelled again, and here we go. We're asking the Canadians to back up. We have gloving, and the referee is signaling.
Oh, look at this.
We've got someone with a penalty.
I tell you what, David.
Number 2. Has been asked for 2 minutes from the American team, and that's Nathan Baker, and he's shaking his head, wondering what the heck he did. But we got a penalty shot. That's 2-on-1, and the referees, they're signaling, and yes, it's a 2-on-1. And who's sitting in there is
number 9 for America, Tristan
number
DeBruyne.
9. And unfortunately, one of the players is saying,
back out.
Yeah, Lee,
10,
you got to
Lee.
get back out. As two Americans are sitting on the side. That's was that number 2? Yeah, it was number 2, Nathan.
So we've got
2 Canadians taking it. I only see one so far. He was up on the surface.
Sam Mainville with. Can't quite see that number.
Yeah, it looks like a 10. It looked like.
We'd expect a goal here.
It looks like 10.
Oh, it's gone over the tray. It's gone over the tray, and
they're
they'll have
pushing.
a second chance.
Yeah, they're well better positioned, the American defender. And there's congratulating. One referee saying yes. 2 referees say yes, and we have number 12. Sam Mainville has tied the score at this point, and we have 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And at this point, the Americans still 2 players in the sin bin.
This is a perfect time for a timeout.
Instant replay here, and you can see the positioning of the Canadians a lot stronger than the American defender. He was pushed up out of the way. Not pushed, he sort of floated up. As we have a timeout called to the Americans, they'll have to regroup after that disappointing spot, and you can see the 2 players putting in the bench. Number 12, I think we had, it was number 12, Romy, Samuel Mainlands, as she bring his name up on the board as the Canadians draw equal blood. And Coach Ian Curtin is in there talking to his 4 boys who are remaining and the 2 on the bench net.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada, this is your a perfect opportunity to capitalise on this. You've also got the timeout. You're also sucking it in. You've got your words from your coach. And it's got to be a well-drilled, really slick strike, because I reckon they'll only have probably less than a minute before someone else jumps in the water to make it 5. So go Canada. They have to really capitalise on this. So 1-1 at the moment. Heads down, boys. Number 4, number 3, number 1 and number 9 in for the American boys. I'm sure they're more experienced players. No excuses, Canada. 6 against 4, off a free after a minute break. You've had a chance to have a breather, and what a fantastic drive. We've got all the players on the bottom pushing it through. David, how are you going there? What have you got for me?
Yeah, look, just been handing the stat sheets. We had 61 people in the donation on the live stream, Nat, and there's a number of messages, but we'll go back to this game because it's a ding-dong match.
It is a ding-dong battle.
I got you saying it twice. And the Canadians pressuring the Americans. They're up. They're firing up. I looked at the bench out there, and boy, there's excitement, electricity, but it's good coaching by Jordan Fries just to calm those nerves a bit. And Ian Curtin was just saying, boys, come on. Let's lift and get some connection going and get our defenses working strong, but we got to turn this game around. The Canadians are all over us as one of the penalties expired. And,
hey, that's nice. That's what we want to see.
And that's now down to 5 as we got another penalty being cast. We got a stick infringement against the Americans, a bit of a slashing, and it looks like we're. He's explaining it to the referee. She's shaking her head. Okay, hear you, but I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I called it. It is against the Canadians.
Okay.
She reversed it because the Canadians did have the puck, and that was a good call by a chief referee who actually clarified what was going on. The Canadians have been asked to back up, and the Americans have the puck. That's really good. Really good refereeing as picked up each other and clarified the mistake as in the signals, and the chief referee was right on top of it. And the Americans, a superhuman push up to the side. They got all the numbers down there, bar one, and the Canadians are trying to get down there and break it up, Nat.
Yeah, US definitely have it in spades on the in defence. I'm really impressed with the US defence. Canada, you can't just keep on trying to get it up into the corner and along the back wall. US have already proved that they're strong there. That's their strength. You've got to look for their weakness, which I think is more in open play. So they're recycling up the wall. Looks like a good opportunity to bring it off the wall. He's got 2 forwards waiting out off to the right. The halfback's going to have to come in there to keep that pressure on. And once again, US have just plucked it, picking grapes, picking cherries, plucked it round and stopped that momentum. Now the ref over this side in the foreground is calling it. Nath has the most relaxed, look at this, slow, relaxed style of chopping vegetables. I wonder if he's the same in the kitchen at home.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we had the heart rate monitor on him, and his beats didn't get over about 60 beats. He was just so relaxed. He made the call, clear, concise decisions. A big shout out to Steve Cars there from Can-Am. He said, Nick, keep the glory days going to 15 minutes or less. Challenge accepted. He donated $100 to the viewing, and he stuck to his word. And he's a big supporter of Underwater Hockey. Obviously, people buy a lot of his equipment. But, thanks for the $100, Steve, and a big shout-out.
Yeah, nice work, Steve. That was a lovely flick into the corner of the tray, but there was an infringement beforehand. So number 4 having a bit of a breather for Canada. Remy popping out. The refs are making such quick calls. You want to be careful when you sub. Definitely don't sub when it's on the other side of the pool because you're down players. The refs will call it so quickly. You don't have time to get out for a new player to reset. There are other times when you should be subbing, and it'd have to be when the play is over near the sub bench, because you don't want to lose that advantage by being players down.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the pressure being mounted by the Canadians. They want that goal back. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And Sergio Andreas, we're just putting up the GoFundMe page so you can go where your donations, $3,500 Nat donated to the GoFundMe page as the Americans are repelling the Canadians in small little drives, but they got to do something different out of defense. They keep in that channel. As we say, it looks like the Americans are coming out on a bit of an angle. And
think about it.
Yeah, he's found the space. It's right there, boy, and he's accelerated into it as the Canadians are caught on the hop foot, and they need to get back in defense as the numbers stream forward by the Americans as the Canadian defense gets there, and need some Americans. And I almost close. I think it's popped in, Nat.
Yeah,
we got one signal. We got a goal by the Americans.
Number 6, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for this. Do you think it was number 6?
Yeah, Shea.
Yeah, Shea Simsu Castellon.
Love the Shea.
And we got confirmation it is a 2-1 lead to the Americans. Nat, you wouldn't have picked that. We were calling the Canadians putting extreme pressure, and the Americans did something special out of defense. They used a bit of an angle, cut back, found the space, and a lovely drive out of defense and caught the Canadian defense napping.
Yeah, look, I think that was perfect, because what's going to happen is the the Canadians were tired because it had been up there for so long. So what the Americans did was realise, look, these guys are going to be tired. If we make a drive, it's got to be hard and fast. Don't give them a chance to sub. And I reckon a few guys probably did sub as it went past the sub bench. And because it was just such a quick turnaround, it really worked for the US boys. So we're now 2-1. Buckle my shoe, number 2. And the Canadians are coming back nice and hard, which is what we want to see. They've got to attack the middle of the pool. They've tried it over and over again, and they're not getting goals this way. And a lovely cross, a fantastic cross, but again, possession with the United States boys.
Yeah, the referee, Nathan, is right on top of it. He actually saw that infringement. He's giving a 2-minute penalty deliberately. 1 minute, he's looking for number 2. Number 2?
I think the guy that did that is already swum out into the sub bench, so he'll be looking around.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, number 1. Or is that number
1
2?
minute
1
2.
minute. And we got number 2 swimming out, so it's 1 minute, Nat.
Okay.
The Americans and the Canadians hard press on the
Nathan.
goal. And big shout out. I can see you there, David Lindbergh, go USA. Michael Lee in response, go Canada. And Dominic Ting uses the tin. And Julie Herman, go Sam, go. And Michael Lee, go.
Yeah, Naughty Nathan's been out twice now. I recognise Naughty Nathan.
Yeah.
So
Go
Naughty
Cadell.
Boy, he'll be punished after the game. I'm sure they have a fine master.
I don't think it's anything like the Turkish fines. If you would have heard, it's pressing right on the goal tray. And look, I think it's gone in, but let's see what the referees think. They've got 1.
Oh, this is going
We've got 2.
to even those
It's
scores.
2 all. 2 minutes to go. 2 all. Number 2 in the penalty box for 1 minute.
2-2-2.
2-2-2. And, true. Yeah, number 2. Who scored that goal? It looked like number 7 from the Canadians. Jean-Philippe put it in. Here's the instant replay. You can see him pressing on that Canadian guy, pouncing on it in the last second to make sure it drives in. As the American defenders has said, it was gloved in, but the referees disagree with you there, young fella, and called the goal. And we're a 2-2. 1 minute 30. Are we going to have another overtime? Let's see what goes on with these two teams.
David, I hope not.
Heart's not going to take this all day, Nat.
Look, we've got 3 days of finals, and this is only the start of of those 3 days. And already we've had the very first match that kicked off went into extra time. I wonder if this is going to set the pattern for the day, but. Yeah, I don't know if I could handle that. David, I wonder if the little guy in Uzbekistan, there's someone there watching. He's had 5 minutes watching, and it's just the one person there. But at the top of the stands for the table who's watching the live stream, we've got Colombia, followed by Australia, Argentina, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and then followed up by France and Turkey. That's the top of the leaderboard for watching the live stream.
I'm glad you mentioned Turkey again. As we go back, the Turkish team have imposed for every minute in the sin bin $100. 100. And as the Americans are pressuring the Canadians, yes, Nat, don't look at me like that. That's the largest we've ever heard because of their a number of fouls. They're leading the tournament number of fouls. They said. They've said enough is enough, boys. Stop this crap. Excuse the language, and we're going to put it down. As the GoFundMe support page has been put up there, and we've asked them we asked them on Glory Days that they donate at least a portion, as we have a Canadian timeout being called by Coach Jordan, as the Americans will regroup as they pressure the Canadians. And I just want to do a couple of shout outs here, Nat, because we've had 61 people donate to the thing. We're up to 3,500. We're still short of that $10,000 mark, but we got Sam Thompson, and I'm sure he's the man up in Cairns, ex-New Zealand in the Australian squad. Hopefully this is all wide-ranging of hats on the Glory Days coach. And we have a big one here from Cher, I believe, and Darren Arthurs. That's the Cher. Sorry. Darren Arthurs, 1 hour ago. The efforts you're putting into this cover is one of the best investments in the growth of the sport. Can't disagree with you. It's been seen it's been coming for a long time. Even though we've been watching from the side of the pool, here's a small contribution on behalf of the Buckets in New Zealand, 20 under 3, friends and family. Thank you very much. And that was a nice donation of $50 there. I really appreciate that, Darren Arthurs.
Hey,
as the games resume.
From Kuwait, you beauty, Mohammed. Thanks for watching. So he's also supporting Canada. So someone in Kuwait on the live stream. There are 90 countries that have hit this live stream, David.
Wow, that's amazing. As the action's begun again with 9 seconds to go in the second half, and it's down to 5. We're going to go another time into overtime. By the looks of it, unless they can pressure it in. And once again, it is overtime time.
Talk us through
That's
overtime,
time.
David.
Overtime.
How's that work?
We go 2 5-minute periods, and they have end to end. They swap ends. They have 5 minutes overtime. First half of overtime. Another 5 minutes of overtime, and if there's still no result at the end of that, we go into sudden death. And that just goes until we get sudden death. This is finals hockey at its best. 2 first games, and we've gone into overtime, Nat, as the teams will get regrouped. Those people watching online and waiting up for the next game in this court, which will be the Great Britain women against the French women. There will be 5 minutes always between the games, no matter what we have.
Okay.
The games will start as per the clocks shown on the game clocks. So we're throwing the clocks all out the windows other than the most important one, which is on the pool deck. Each court will run separately. During the round robins, we had things timed really well to perfection. Most games started together. But, folks, this is finals hockey. This is when a decision has to be made, and that's why we have overtime. The clocks in the courts will go in out of sync. So you'll have to keep switching from live if your teams are playing in each, or do what we have. We've got 3 monitors going up here, Nat, and I'm confused because I don't know which one to look at as the
Well,
Canadians.
David, I'm looking over your shoulder, mate, and we've got 6 little screens we've got here. I'm looking at the other 6 screens. We've got Canada under-19 girls playing against Great Britain, and this is the 6th and 7th playoff, and Great Britain are ahead, unfortunately for Canada, 5-0. So this, again, is just to get the final seedings for those 7 teams. And followed up after this by the quarterfinals for the girls. So a nice job by Great Britain. I was just talking to the Great Britain coach, and they were really looking forward to the game against Canada, because we all know the Canadian girls are such troopers. They deserve the medal for the hardest working girls. Not only did they have a double round robin, David, so 12 games. They only had the 8 players in the under-19s, and the under-23 girls also only had 8 players, but they had less games.
Yeah, but the Canadians are tough, as we've seen in this match. They brought this game by the last moment goal. The last, was about 1:40 to go, and the Canadians tied this game. Big shout out here, Terry. He's going to be late to hockey tonight, Dominique. So don't stay up for him. And big shout out from Michael Lee, go Cadell, number 13 from Canada. Love Summer Sterling and Mom and Dad. We've got a lot coming in here. Dominic Adams is, oh, man, she's not going to have anybody at the pool tonight. Let's go, boys. Nail biters at home from everybody. I'm sure people don't have nails. They're all glued to the side. We got the people in the spot cheering away. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this coverage, folks, and I know a lot of people have put in a few shekels there, and I'll try to get to the 61 people who actually done it, and with the 3,000. But if you're enjoying this, go to the GoFundMe page as the first overtime half begins, as the Canadians swim out, win the puck off the Americans, and let's see who can dominate in there. So I wonder what the coaches were saying at halftime. Settling them in, Nat? What do you reckon?
Look, I know from the discussion before the game with someone from US and the coach from Canada, they want to be telling their boys, they want to be pumping them up, pump up their tyres. Boys need that, as we all know. And they really do want to be telling them, look, boys, you're doing a great job. Just think about the frothies afterwards. We want those brown frothies, because I know Jordan's promised them a little bit of a reward after this game.
Yeah, well, hopefully if they come out on top, they don't have too many of those white frothy drinks, because they'll have another game possibly later today. Oh, no, this is it. You talk. No, you're shaking your head. It's been this is it. And I don't know if the girls, the guys like pumping up, but the girls use their pump up to do their little floaty drinks bottles. I've just noted the guys' drink bottles aren't anywhere near as courageous as this, as the action is hoping as the Canadians are pressuring the Americans just on the outside of the 6-meter D. For those people at home, they can't see it, but there's a light 6-meter D as the Canada is attacking the American 6-meter D net as they gone into the corner, and they'll try to regroup to make their presence known in the attacking areas, as the American will try to keep them out at all costs. Net.
This has been the real trend for the game. Total trend for the game. You find Canada push it up, get it onto the defence. We have 60% of the play up in that corner or on the back wall, and then bam, United States finds a gap and just runs them down the pool. So Canada, if you can just convert this, you're going to be able to give yourself a bit of a breather. And I know in the Canadian team, Dave, we've got Hugo Daniel. And Hugo, there you go.
Just on call. There's American making a long break. The offense is trying to get over top, and he just got over top.
Beautiful curl. And the second wave coming in. Again, another curl, looking for the third wave, keeping possession. And this is looking really dangerous, David.
Yeah, really dangerous for the Americans. They're driving with numbers. The Canadians are all out of position, trying to hustle back, trying to reach in, but I think it's in the tray net.
Yeah.
And we're looking for the signals from the referee. We've got a goal 1, goal 2, as the Americans have scored. And I'm seeing number 3, Decker Auckland, who popped that one in. We just had our technical guru here just blocked. She's playing a replay. As you can see, the Canadian defense is out of position, and the Americans have strong position, and they drive it in, and it looked like number 3 right in the middle action. Declan kind of scored it, and the Americans in the first period of overtime with 2 minutes 20 to second have taken the lead in this overtime. Let's not forget that. It's not sudden death, so it's 5 minutes, and then they'll change in, and it's 5 minutes again. It'll be that time.
Well, they don't have sudden death after that for these
No,
ones.
sudden death after that, but they have 2 periods of 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
It just, at this point, it's not sudden death until
No,
they play the
that's right.
2-5 out net.
Yeah, exactly. And isn't it funny? We were calling that, David, the whole trend of Canada taking it up, working it up the pool. So they must be working really well as a unit. They can do that. They keep possession. They get it up there. And then the quicks from the US team seem to break through and, bam, get a goal. So it'd be interesting to see if that plays out again. And like I was saying about Hugo, Dave, Hugo Daniel from Canada has been over in Hobart for a month at least, and I played with Hugo. He joined our Turbo Taddies team in the local comp. So Hugo was sucking it up in Hobart, and I think one of their other players from Canada was in Western Australia for a month as well.
Yeah, that's right, Nat. As the Canadians once again pressuring, but it's I think it's a bit of a risk and reward. They're actually trying to force that goal, but they get caught a bit flat-footed, and that's what we saw in the last goal and the lovely drive. As we see the Canadians once again trying to drive opposition into the center of the pool. And right, you are. Hugo is here. Not only do I think he played for Turbo Taddies, he played for a few other teams. He was mixing up, getting a lot of players. The Canadians have been called on a gloving.
4 subs there, David. We've
Yeah,
got 4
look,
players
they're all
swimming out.
gone.
Watch out. Come on, United States. You've got to capitalise on this. Take the puck quickly because, as you can see from the left of screen, we've got 4 players coming in to at least 3 anyway, to regroup. And we really are seeing some defence candy from the United States teams, and I like a bit of candy in the water, don't we, Dave?
I thought you liked the stick candy, not the defense candy.
Fin
Any candy?
but this is defence candy, and
It
I'll call
is.
that. And if it's United States, I reckon that's donut candy.
Well,
No,
donut candy. We still have we don't have any new words of the day, but you're certainly racking up your points for the candy one, and it's starting to smell like roses in here with a lovely fragrance.
David,
and,
have you used the mouth chimney yet?
Yeah, no, I stay totally away from the mouth chimney. I get a full, nice, lovely breakfast every morning with my muesli and fresh fruit from the lovely markets here in Hobart. And again, the Americans are looking to move it wide and stuff like this.
Hey.
And we got some JJ. I don't know where you're joining. What sport is this? This is underwater hockey. This is one of the most unrecognized sports in the world. But I tell you what, next time you're playing, you'll wonder what you call normal hockey, and I assume you're talking about ice hockey?
No, field
probably
hockey. Come
field
on.
hockey. Hey, come on. Field hockey. Run around, hold your breath, then come to the pool and see if you can actually do it there, JJ. But in the water, that's absolutely right. And don't forget, JJ, if you're enjoying this free live stream, jump to our GoFundMe.com/Hobart2000 as we have a time. So we're swapping ends and we're moving to the second round of 30 seconds between these ones. 1 minute between extra time, halftime, as we move to the second time, overtime, and the Americans are enjoying a 1-goal advantage in this. 5 more minutes. If they keep this advantage, they're victors. But if the Canadians draw, there's some stands of the Canadians. Go Canada, and we got this panning over to the U.S. scrums, and there they are with all their. Is that a beaver? No, it can't be a beaver. They're Americans.
no, that's a
wombat.
wombat. Come on.
Wombat.
The
You gotta
Canadian
take his ear
boys have
tag
the
off.
beaver.
They're obviously going to take him home because he's got a quarantine tag on his ear there.
Now, JJ, just tell us where you're from too. It's always nice to get those stats up. David, I just was doing a bit of research with Romy, the fabulous techie that we've got here. We got on the YouTube stats site, and the most watched game here. I just put my hand over it. I'm going to ask you to guess. It was an under-23 game with 1,500 views. Who do you think it might have been between? Or which team do you think was in it? It was the most watched game of this tournament.
Well, I'll have to say it was the New Zealand Great Britain game because I reckon Stuart and I put some challenges out there, and I'm absolutely wrong.
It
was a 19 game. No, it was France.
It's versus Turkey, and
Wow.
Turkey had a huge amount of views. So interesting because Turkey finished first and France finished third.
Americans
on
are
the ladder.
pressuring the goal tray, looking to try to take a 2-goal. We got a signal coming from the referee. He's saying goal. She's saying goal. Another goal to the Americans, and they've taken a 2-0 lead in this second period of overtime. And I think the Canadians are just running out a bit of puff net.
Yeah, they don't seem to have the same attack as so number 5 for the US boys. We think there's no number 5. We're thinking maybe take away the thumb. It's Michael Hilton. Open the door on the floor, number 4. And the most watched under-23 game was Colombia versus Great Britain with just almost as many views, 1,300 views. So the under-23 category seems to have the greatest following, as you probably would expect.
Yeah, well, the Canadians got to put hell to leather here, and they got to risk it all here. Now it's finals day, and we're sorting out the 8th and 9th position, and or we're doing 9th and 10th. No, we're fishing in 9th and 10th positioning, and they've got to put it all on the wire if they don't want to have the double digits. As the Canadians, as we see, they got to put it on. We got to see them pressure as the American defense answers the child. Is number 10 Lee Drinkwater has put the puck in, but unfortunately. He's been picked up for something, and he's been asked to go sit in the bin. Teresa, I'm sorry, your brother's going to have to do the penguin walk and see how he goes. We're going to judge his styling here. He gets up. He's gone straight. We got to move those chairs back. There's not enough penguin action going on there. And he's grown. He's got a bit of Canadian stuff going on there. So I guess that's his anti-Canadian beard. As the Americans are on defense, the Canadians are pressuring the middle of the tray, and they've got to put something in here now, or they're going to run out of time.
And it's really close. And look, right-hander scooping it in. It should be a nice.
Yeah, it looks like number 7 from Jean-Philippe is.
Is that 11?
Yeah, I had 7-11, but no, it's 11.
No,
it's 11.
Casey Quesnell. I hope
Cadell.
Thank you.
Cattle.
Cannell.
Cattle.
I just
Schwartz.
see every letter and call it as I see it. Casey, I hope you've got some people watching at home, and it's getting that little bit closer. 4-3. Well done, Casey.
Yep.
But sitting in the sin bin at this time is not a good time to be doing the walk of shame, and I hope you get punished later.
1 minute and 50 seconds to go as we are at 4-3, 1 goal behind the Canadians as Americans enjoy a 1-lead advantage, and they've got to be putting hell to the leather now if they want anywhere to keep it up. There's still one player down, and as Lee Drinkwater is still in the penalty box.
Keep it in the centre, boys. Keep it in the centre. Don't drive it to the corner. We want to see the curls. Use your backs. The corner's not working for you, Canada. Yeah. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. I want to see this again.
I don't think they're having much choice here as the American number 10, Lee Drinkwater, who joined the sin bin, and he's taking it straight into the corner to try to soak up some of that time with almost 1 minute left to go. And it looks like the Americans are we got a corner rule happening there, and as the rule states quite clearly, when Lee took it into the corner, the next player in, which was Samuel Martez, had to make an effort to get it out. Now, he didn't make any attempt to get it out, so the rule says it's delay a game, unsportsmanlike, as the Canadians take a free puck after that corner rule infringement, and the Canadians trying to recycle it. But look at all the Americans back there guarding that goal tray.
Lee's been a bit of a naughty boy, so I imagine he won't be Lee Drinkwater tonight. He'll be Lee Drink Frothy because
the Canadians are pressuring. It looks like it's gone in the tray.
Oh, my goodness, David. We've got a humdinger of a game here. We've just the scores have drawn even with 45 seconds to go. We don't want to go into sudden death, David. It's my nerves are like a
and the Canadian fans are banging everything they can bang on the chairs. So we're seeing we lost the instant replay. It didn't get right through the end. We didn't cover it. And I tell you what, 4-all, 26 seconds to go. These players are throwing everything. I've seen goals in less time than that. Now we're going to see what happened, and we're going to keep our attention on this as the Americans have come out hard, straight, and look like they're attacking as the Canadians defend that a brutal attack by the Americans.
There's no time for defence here,
No,
David.
they're
The only way you're going
absolutely-
to win is score.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
need
and,
everyone on the puck.
And number 9, Tristan De Bruyne has run it down there, and he's actually let the puck go as Samuel Martez and the Canadians, and we're into sudden death. I think that we got a timeout, and we're down
Can't
to
have
0.
a timeout,
No,
David. Can't call timeouts in.
no, I meant the referees, but everyone's looking around. What's going on? Sorry, boys, you got to suck it in for a minute break, and we're going into sudden death overtime. Nat, this is the second game of today. We've had a result in the other court, and I believe the Great Britain got over the Canadian girls 5-0 I'm seeing. But here in this court, it's 4-4.
I'm seeing a bit of hugging.
Yeah,
it's
hugging.
Not over yet, boys. It's not over yet.
Yeah, but I think they're just happy to be in the sudden death overtime.
Absolutely. And look, with this overtime, David, I know the next two lot of teams are lining up. We've got Great Britain, France, under-23 women lining up for their first quarter final of the day, and they won't be able to get in the water, so that's going to muck them up a little bit. So you know what it's like mentally. You're so in the zone, and you've looked at the time, and you think, we know we're in the water in exactly this amount of time, and just having this little hiccup for them, it'll be interesting to see how much it affects their preparation. So here we go. I haven't called a sudden death before.
Haven't you, Nat?
No.
I haven't called them. I've been in a lot of them, and I can tell you, and I've been in the position that the two teams waiting to come in next. We've got a warning given to the Canadian team. I think it was for breaking, and it's an advantage puck to the U.S. early in this position, and the Canadians have been asked to back up. The other teams will know this is finals hockey. They know things can happen. As they would have prepared, they'll be out doing their warm-up, and they'll be extending that, trying to stay warm and loose and exciting as the Americans drive straight through the middle of the pool. And the Canadian defense is asking that charge as we clear it up, as the swooping back line of the Canadians swooped all over that. I didn't catch who got there straight away, but Decker Oakland's there watching as we see strong drives by number 10, Drinkleak-Waters. Sorry, that was number 3, Mackenzie for the Canadians. I'm mixing the sheets up here now. I'm so excited. There's sheets flying everywhere with Drinkwater here, and we got Daniel over there and Hugo here, and looks like number 8,
around,
Omar.
David? Did you just swap those around?
No, I just did. That's what confused us, Nat. So I was trying to match up the ends they're playing, but I actually stuffed it up, and I'm switching them back.
Well, if you can get a picture of what we're looking at here, we've got a question there from Camille saying who scored the 4th goal for Canada. We have most of the information in front of us, but that's one piece of information we don't have. We've got the team sheets in front of us. We've got 6 different.
The Americans are pressuring for this one. It's
court.
gone awful close, Nat, and if it goes in, it's all over.
It's gone in.
Goal. It's gone in.
By
Is it
America?
now Americans? I've got Nathan chasing. He's signaling a goal. I have a timeout, and they're going to talk. This is exciting because we have a ref timeout. We have one referee saying it's happening, and we got the referees going over there to actually see what's going. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just we're gonna keep on the referees and see what they say, because it comes down to them and what they saw. And Nathan looked like he saw a goal, but the other referee, it looks like Jenny Williams, didn't see a goal, and they're discussing it. And the chief referee from Turkey is sitting there making his call. And what we have here, a 2-minute. Yeah, it looks like we got a penalty being awarded at least.
And
we've got unsportsmanly.
The unicorn for America.
America.
Yeah, nice call, Nate. So
number
1 minute, number
2
2,
minutes.
or 2 minutes, number 1.
And I'm not seeing the players swimming out, but it looks like
I think that's Samuel.
That's number 6. Where did 6 come from?
Yeah, I have no idea. So Shay's an Aussie
2 minutes.
Boy. Yep.
He's doing his little penguin shuffle, and he's going over to his sin bin. Nice little dance. Very concise. But look, let's get back to the action, because they're down a player. 5 on 6 with 2 minutes. Well, I have 2 minutes in the golden goal situation. 2:55.
Infinity, David. We could go infinity and
it's
beyond.
2 minutes been into it, so the clock is going the opposite way. 3 minutes into this act, so it's going the other way. Golden goal, as the Americans with
40.
one less player.
So 43 minutes of play they've been playing, David. 43 minutes of play as opposed to the old 30-minute game. So these guys, well, it's the last game of the day, so they can just let it all hang out after this, and they can do the hugs, they can do the cuddles, they can do whatever they like, really.
Yeah.
So they've got to give it all right now.
Yeah, I can't see why the the Canadians are trying to bottle it up. They got to get it out of there because the Americans are going, yes, thank you. We'll let 2 minutes here, but we're right in your goal tray, and we're going to keep attacking.
We need
and
a bit
we're
of
not giving up.
berserker.
So the Canadians need to get their act together and get that puck and get out of there. But the Americans are
dangerous.
pressing. Here we go. This is very dangerous as the Canadians made a sub there, and I think that was a bad
What?
time to sub. And it's right in the goal tray here. I've got one goal.
Yeah, what a
I've got
silly
2
sub.
goals. Goal. The Americans have just won this game in the golden goal. And it looks
44
like
minutes of
I'm
hockey.
seeing number 6. No, surely that can't be number 6. Number 7
6 is
probably.
on the bench, David.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Agar 7. Agar, number 7 is scored the golden goal. That's it. That's it. The game is over. How exhausting was that? Now end-to-end action. Northern Hemisphere, and the court is the American team's going absolutely having a bit of a hug, and I think they're
Yeah.
holding on because they put everything in this game, and so did the
Yeah.
Canadians. Hats off to them.
I think
They
this is
did
a great result, actually, because I do think US had had probably a little bit of jump on the skills and the drive. Canada were just as fierce. Both of those teams will be just so pumped. And as we said, these boys will be back in 2 years' time, so watch this space. Dave Lambert, always a pleasure. Nat Wickham, ready to have a little breather because we've got to get back in the chair and call the next game. So thanks, everyone. It was a great crew to have on board. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. There will be 5 minutes between each game, but we're going to reset here in the booth. So we got 5 minutes before the next game starts as the clock's starting down. And congratulations, sign out, and shout out to everybody who was on the page. We tried to get everyone there, but there's just so much action happening. Good night. We'll see you shortly.